So, hello everybody. If you can hear me, type in the chat and say okay. Oh, there we go. Julian says, or I don't know if Julian's answering my question or something else. I'm not sure. Yes, 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 yes. There we go. People can hear me. All right. Cool. So, hello everyone. Man, there are so many of you today in the chat, which is cool. I love it when there's a lot of people in the chat. Lots of people in the chat, which is nice. It's so nice. So, hello and welcome everybody to another Wednesday. Today is, what is today? Today is Wednesday, April the 4th, 2018. And actually, it was Easter. It was Easter weekend. Last weekend. So happy Easter to everybody out there. I hope you guys had a nice Easter. You ate probably a lot of chocolate eggs and maybe, I don't know, went searching for some bunnies or something. But happy Easter to everyone. Hello, 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 hello. Everybody's saying hello in the chat. I'll quickly say hi and give a quick shout out to everyone, and then we'll get into it. So who do we have? We have Julian, of course. Smart Gaming with Julian is in the chat. Hello, Julian. Edgar Cafe is here. Jacqueline, very nice to see you, Jacqueline. Anis is here. Mahmoud, Khalil. Gertrudis, of course, is there. Jose is there. Summer is there, as usual. We have Mariam. I think Mariam is new, or I haven't seen her before, so welcome, Mariam, and thank you for coming to the class today. We have Khalil. I think I said that already. Pilar is here, as usual. Rosa, of course, the one of the OG original suspects of mine. Shayma, hello, Shayma, and welcome to the class. Thank you for coming. Sultan is also here. Clenera Valera. Man, I have a problem saying that name. I don't know why. It's the R and the L. Imi is also here. Hello, Imi. We have Alan. We have Hashim. We have Munira. We have a lot of new names that I haven't seen before, which is very, very cool. Very nice to have all of you with me today, guys. Thank you so much for coming and spending with me some time today. Abdurrahman is also here. Hello, Abdurrahman. Welcome to the class. Thank you very much for coming. How was your Easter? How was your Easter day? It was okay. I had some work to do, to be honest. I had to catch up on a lot of assignments and things for the college courses that I'm teaching. It's almost the end of the semester. So there's a lot of assignments and things that I have to do. So it was relaxed, my Easter weekend, but I had to do some work. But it was good. I can't complain. Munira says I am not new. All right, Munira, you are not new. Munira is not new, everybody. And I think that's Duty 21. Hello, Duty 21. Welcome to the class, and thank you very much for coming. All right, so let's get down to it, because today is going to be a long class because we're doing vocabulary, and man, vocabulary lessons always take some time. There you go, Shayma. I literally just answered that question right now. What's the subject today? We're doing vocabulary. Madiha is here. Hello, Madiha. She's saying hi. Hi, Madiha. Thank you for coming to the class. Julian says his favorite topic is vocab, which is cool. All right, let's get down to it. So let me do my intro, my usual intro, and then we'll get down to it. Somebody's saying, welcome, Annoying Duck. Who's Annoying Duck? I don't see. Oh, there is. We have a person called Annoying Duck in the chat. Hello, Annoying Duck, and welcome to the class. Hopefully that is just your name. All right, let's get to it. So let me go small, bam, like this. And let's get down to it. So as usual, you guys all know you are watching me on the Awesome Sauce Smart English channel. So please, if you have not done so yet, I don't know why you wouldn't have done so yet. You should have. Go to Smart English on YouTube. Click the subscribe button. Hit the bell notification. You'll know when all the new classes are going to be. You can also obviously watch all of our old classes. Any stream that we make, we always put on the channel so you guys can watch it later. Scroll all the way down to the bottom, find my face, boop, click on my face, and it will take you to my page. It's called Smart English with Karim. No problems also if you subscribe and hit the bell button over there too. Not a bad idea. I have a little bit different style videos. They're much shorter than the videos that we do on Smart English, but they are English related. Or at least this one is. Out and about in Vancouver is just me showing you Vancouver whenever I go out. So like I said, my college semester is going to finish soon, and I'm going to be a little bit freer over the next few months because of summer break. So hopefully I'll have time to do more of these videos again, which is cool. Julian says Annoying Duck is the girl that I told you about. Oh, okay, that's Julian's friend. So Annoying Duck is Julian's friend. Julian was chatting with me earlier on Discord, and he told me that he wanted to bring a friend today. Well, you're very welcome, Annoying Duck, and I hope you enjoy the class today and have some fun with us here. Hello, I am late. Well, not really. I just started, so you're okay. You're not late. But please, 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 if you can do me and everybody else a favor, can you change your name to English, please? Just so everybody else in the chat knows how to talk to you and they know what's going on. It'll make life easier for everybody else. Venu is also here. Hello, Venu, and welcome to the class. All right, so Smart English with Karim, like I said, another channel with shorter videos. I will be uploading more videos soon because I'm going to have some free time coming up. Also, this is the same page. I also have a private channel on YouTube. It is not English related. It's called Food AF. It's my personal channel. It's for fun. I do a lot of cooking videos on this channel. So it's not English in an educational type of sense, but I talk in English, so you guys can go and practice listening. You can learn a lot of cooking terminology in this channel. So please come check it out. It'll make my day, or it'll make me happy if you also subscribe and hit the bell button for my personal channel. That would be very nice. Ooh, Julian says he made my tuna salad cake, which is, where is it? Where's my tuna salad cake? No, that's not it. That's the salmon. There it is, the tuna salad. It's a pretty good dish. I recommend it. You guys should try it. Oh, thank you, Hannah. Thank you. Hannah's complimenting my cooking. Compliments make me happy, Hannah. More compliments, please. No, I'm joking, but thank you very much. Also, don't forget, please, we have a group on Facebook. It's very active, and it's actually a really good group. It's called Learn English on Facebook with Smrt. So please come and join us over there. Like I said, it's a very active group. People are always asking questions, and people are always helping each other out. And yeah, it's a nice place really to go. And if you have questions, usually because when I do the class, I don't like to talk about things that are not part of the lesson. So if you have any questions in your head, this is a good place to go and post them. You'll find a lot of people that will want to help you guys. So please come and join us over there. Also, and I will share this link with everyone right now. So I'll share this link with you guys in the chat. This is a link to our Discord page. So please, man, Julian is always advertising my videos. Thanks, Julian. I appreciate it a lot. But yeah, so come join us on Discord. Discord is a very nice sort of a server-like website where people go to chat with each other and have small communities. And it's pretty good. It's nice because we have these audio rooms, so you guys can talk to each other and practice audio. You can also put it on your phone. You can open it from your PC. You can open it from your tablet. It doesn't really matter. Just click on the link that I gave you guys. It will take you there. It will ask you to accept the invite from Smrt and then register if you don't have a Discord account. It's free. Don't worry. And that's it. And you guys can join our Discord page. So as you can see, actually, there's a lot of. I'm actually very happy because Discord is starting to be very active, and it's cool. A lot of you are actually chatting quite a lot on my Discord chat, which is very nice. I like that. So that's cool. And that's pretty much it. Last week I started something new with you guys, so let me do that again for the people that missed it last week. I'll give you the link. So this is a document. Oh, sorry, not this one, not this one, not this one, this one. So last week I made a document because a lot of you sometimes ask me about idioms and slang and things like that. So last week I told everyone that I will share with you this document here. And you guys are welcome to come in. And if you have any idioms, so as you can see, I made some, or I didn't make them. Actually, I'm very happy and I'm very proud of you guys because all these idioms came from you. So you guys have been very active on Discord, and I just copied. Ooh, look, here's a new one. I didn't see this one. This is a new one. I just copied all the idioms like I'm doing right now that you guys suggested, and I put them here. So all these idioms basically are your suggestions. So it's not enough yet for me to do a lesson on it. We only have 6 or 5 idioms. So I don't know, once we reach 10, 15, or 15, 20 idioms, I think that'll be enough, and we can actually make a class, or I can sit down and explain the idioms that you guys want to know about. So if you don't know about this yet, please make sure, you can do it on this document yourself. You can just write the idiom that you want, or on Discord, in my chat, Karim's chat, you can find it here on the left. Just write hashtag idiom, and then write whatever idiom that you guys want after that. I'll see the hashtag, and then I'll copy it, and I'll add it to the document. So that's it. Any way you want to add an idiom, do that, please. And once we get enough, I will make a lesson about it. Okay, let's get down to it. So before we start, of course, I have to tell you who won movie quote of the week last week. And Smrt Smrt came back hard after, I think it was Mahmoud. I can't remember. But I think Mahmoud beat Smrt once, the only person who was able to beat Smrt. But Smrt came back the week after that, and she has been winning again movie quote of the week every single time. It's I don't know how she does it. So she's really good at it. So this was the movie quote from last week. So guy's laughing. He walks in. He's like, I made fun of Lord of the Rings so hard it made some super geek puke all over the counter. Where do we keep the mop and bucket so I can have Elias clean it up? And then he goes in the closet with the rest of the cleaning products. And then he says, we have cleaning products. And that's it. This was the quote. And Smrt won. And this quote is from a very funny movie. It's called, it's called Clerks 2. So a few weeks ago, I actually gave you a quote from Clerks 1. This is the sequel, or the second movie to that first one. And it's called Clerks 2. And I really recommend you see it. It's a very funny movie. It's very, very cool. But you should watch 1 first. It's a classic, but 2 is really, really good too. So please, please watch. If you haven't seen these movies, I recommend that you watch them. Is there a third one? No, there isn't. There isn't a Clerks 3. I wish that they would make one though, because I love the Clerks movies. So that's it. So congratulations, Smrt. She was the movie quote of the week winner again last week. So a virtual high five to Smrt. Good job, Smrt. All right, let's get down to today's lesson because it's going to be long. So today we're doing vocabulary, and I'll give you guys some really cool exercises to do at the end of the class today that you guys can do on your own. All right, so today we're doing vocabulary. We're doing vocabulary from Unit 8 in Smrt English 120, which if you guys, some of you have been watching me from the very first lesson, so you know that this is the intermediate-ish kind of level in Smrt. It's going to be long. Oh yeah, it is going to be long. It's vocabulary, man. It's always long. It takes a long time. So all the vocabulary that we will be talking about today is going to be in some way related to the environment, right? So Unit 8 focuses on the environment, and basically the vocabulary is going to also be related to the environment. So that's what we will be doing. All right, here we go. 2 hours plus on vocabulary. No, my goal today is to do it in an hour and 15 minutes, hopefully, which is impossible. But I'm gonna try my best. All right, so here we go. So remember, vocabulary related to the environment, right? And the environment is your surroundings, right? A lot of people think that the environment specifically means nature, and that is not always true, right? So environment just means, like right now, the environment that I'm sitting in is in the studio here, right? So I have lights around me, I have cameras, I have some boxes, and there's a lot of mess that you guys can't see outside the camera frame. But your environment just means your surroundings, right? I know a lot of people mean nature when they talk about that, but it can also mean anything that you are sitting in. Your surroundings is your environment. Okay, so with that in mind, let's begin. Let's take a swig of coffee, and let's begin. Karim, look up, look behind, and look everywhere. Look up, look behind, and look everywhere. There you go, Julian. I don't know why, but there you go. I looked up and down and everywhere. Manal Javid, I know what that means, but Karim may have a different meaning for it. What are you guys talking about? I missed it. And and by the way, hello Manal, and welcome to the class. I don't know what you guys are talking about. I missed it. Okay. So let's go, because otherwise we will never finish. So word number 1. Okay, so actually let me just do this. Let me just duplicate this, put this next to me here, so I can see what I'm doing, and so that I can use the slides or the pictures here. Okay, here we go. Manal Javid said he's asking what AF means. Yeah, AF is I can't say what it is on Smrt English, but you can easily find out if you watch any of my videos. But not on Smrt English, right? Smrt English is PG-13. Let's keep it nice and clean in here. All right, so here we go. Word number 1. An acre. An acre, right? And this is how we pronounce this word. It's not acre or acre or something like that. It's acre, right? An acre. So what is an acre? An acre, very simply, is a unit of measurement, right? So, for example, if I were to say 1 acre to 2 kilometers. Let's try 2 kilometers, right? So 1 acre is 0.004 of a kilometer. So let's try an acre to a meter. 1 acre is about 4,000. Is that correct? Square meters. That's a square meter. Because an acre, by the way, it's not a length. An acre is an area, right? So that means it's all the stuff inside. So if I look back at the picture here, an acre is not the distance from here to here. An acre is also not the distance from here to here. An acre is all of this, right? So everything that is inside that rectangle, right? So this is an acre. Don't worry, Manal, this is not going to be a math class, although I like math very much. Actually, math was my favorite subject in school. But don't worry, this is not going to be a math class, right? So that's an acre. An acre is just a unit of measurement for an area, right? Not length, an area. We call this an acre. And it's very common when you're talking about large amounts of land. So places like farms or parks or playing fields like this soccer field, for example. It's very common when we talk about those types of things. We say we say acre. Pascal is also here. Hello, Pascal, and welcome to the class. Thank you so much for coming. Okay, so that's it. Word number 1, acre, unit of measurement for an amount of area. That's basically what an acre is. Next word is annoy, to annoy. So who is it in the chat? Annoying duck, I think. So annoying duck, you should know what annoy means, or I would hope that you know what annoy means. So annoy is when you bother somebody, when you make somebody frustrated, when you make them a little bit angry, right? So for example, imagine that there's a fly, right? And this fly is, flying in front of your face, and you keep shooing it away, right? We say this action shoo, right? Shoo. So shooing it away. But the fly doesn't want to go away. Every time you shoo it away, it keeps coming back, right? Keeps coming back every 3 seconds. So after some time, it becomes annoying, right? It's very annoying. It's annoying me, right? This is basically when you're being annoyed, when you're bothered by something, when something makes you a little bit angry, but not angry like in a very, very bad way. But yeah, that's basically what it is. Hashem says, pissed off. Yeah, actually, I'm not sure if I can say that word on Smrt or not, but I'm not going to say it again. But yes, that's another meaning for annoy, or that's a slang for annoy. For example, I hate quiet sounds. They, not it, they annoy me. You know, Julian, that's actually a very interesting statement, because quiet sounds. It sounds like a contradiction, right? But I guess quiet is not silent, right? So you could probably have a quiet sound. My voice disappeared for a second. But yeah, actually no, I would say that makes sense. Yeah, you could have a quiet sound as long as it's not silent. Rosa said the fly is the best example for annoy. Yeah, I know, right? I've seen so many annoying flies in my life. But thankfully in Vancouver, at least, the flies here are not so annoying. But back in my home city, man, you cannot get rid of flies if they decide to stick around. A nuisance. That's a good word, Hashem. Yes. If something is a nuisance, that means it's probably because it or they or he or she or whatever are annoying you. Yeah, they are being a nuisance, right? Which is usually to annoy somebody. Very good. For me, a mosquito is worse. Yeah, mosquitoes are bad. Pestering. Yes, Manel, very good. All you guys have some really good synonyms for annoy. Yes, pestering and being a nuisance are very good synonyms for that. In Saudi Arabia, they're really annoying. Yeah, I can imagine, Summer. We're sort of in the same. We're sort of neighbors. So yeah, I can imagine that you have similar flies to where I'm from. Distracting. No, Thomas. And hello, Thomas, by the way, and welcome to the class. No, it's not distracting. I wouldn't say it could be. Something that is distracting could be annoying, but it doesn't have to be annoying. It could just distracting. It doesn't have to be annoying. To irritate, yes, you guys are coming up with really good synonyms. Very, very good. Florida has many annoying pests. Yeah, very good. That's a good sentence. His sense, that's a really good sentence too. Man. See, looking at your name, I'm guessing one of the first two letters is silent, but I don't know which one. So I don't know if your name is Nguyen or Nguyen. Or who knows, maybe both letters are not silent, and I have to say Nguyen. But I'm not sure, but your sentence is very good. Yes, his sense of humor sometimes annoys me. Very good. That's very good. Boys are sometimes annoying when they talk about games. Man, I talk about games, Summer, so I don't know. I don't want to agree to that. Okay, let's carry on. That's a lot of time on one word if we're ever going to finish. But I can clearly see that you guys get it. Okay, next word is attention. So, attention is what all of you, hopefully, are giving me right now, right? So your attention is what? Your attention is your focus. What is your brain or what is your mind focused on, right? That is what you are. And we always say you are paying attention to, right? You're not paying anything. Just when you pay attention means to focus, right? So, something that's very common or commonly said by a lot of teachers. So for example, may I please have your attention? May I have your attention, please? So your attention, right? Your focus, what you are concentrating on. Just like you guys are saying, very good. Concentration, to pay attention to something, very good. To be alert, yes. Yeah, I would say yes, because If you're alert to something, that means you're paying attention to it. Yeah, I would agree to that. You can say my name hi, like the word hi. I'm from Vietnam. Oh, okay. All right. Well, nice to meet you. Hi. And hi. Welcome, welcome to the class. Let's carry on. Next word, backup. Now, backup has a few different meanings. When we're talking about technology, right? Like you want to back up a picture, or you want to back up a document or a file or anything like that, that means you just want to make an extra copy for safety, right? So if you lose the first one or something happens to the original one, you have a backup. But that's not the meaning that we're talking about today. Here, backup very simply means support, to support someone. So you might hear this word, for example, a lot in many police or cop movies. Police will say something like, officer down, send backup immediately, right? Send backup. That means send someone to help me out, send someone to support me. A backup plan. Yes, but again, that's not the meaning that I'm talking about here. The meaning that I'm talking about today is very simply support. That's it. I just means it's another way to say please support, right? Or please support me. Or if you say to somebody, I will back you up, that means I will support what you say. I will support you in your actions. That's very simply what it means. Hi is asking, does the word backup have the meaning of the word wait? Backup. Oh, no, it doesn't. Hold up is the one that means wait, not backup. I think you're talking about backup that means stay away or move backwards away from me. Back up, right? But yeah, no, it doesn't mean wait. That's something else. Cover my back. Back my backup. Back my, no, you just say back me up. Back me up. I'll give a hand. Yes, you'll support somebody. I will back up if you run code movie. Dun 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 dun. I don't know what you mean, Noor. I'm so sorry. Try to ask the question again. I'm not clear on what you mean. Back. Yeah, very good, Julian. Back up. You're annoying. I mean, back up here means stay away, right? Like stay away from me. Move backwards. You're annoying. But one more time, please don't confuse the meaning today. The meaning today is only support. Only to support. So you can take out the word support and put backup. Will you please support me? Will you please back me up? Right? That's it. It just means to support. Yamani says back the car up. Yes, but that is another meaning, right? So you guys are talking about a lot. I said this in the beginning. Backup has a lot of different meanings. Today, we're only talking about support, right? Support. You have to report it to me. Back me up. No, it's not related to report, Rachel. No, it doesn't have, it's not related to the word report. I have a big plan. Can you back me up on it? Yes, hi. I would say that works. You have to back me up by correcting my sentences in the comments. Venue or Venu or Venu is saying, you have to back me up by correcting my sentences. Yeah, that would work. That would work. Karim, back up the students of English. Karim backs up, right? Karim, he, right? So he, she, and it, right? So Karim backs up English language students, I would say, Khalil. I will back you up if you run for counselor. Yeah, that works. Teacher down, need slam dip and backup. Yeah, Julian, that's a good one. I have some backup plans. Some, because you said some, so plan needs to be plural. Or I have a backup plan, Gurav. this way or that way, one of them, right? Eunice is in the class. Hello, Eunice, and welcome, and thank you for coming. Denise, back me up against. No, that's the other meaning. That's the other meaning of backup. Today we only mean support. Only support. Yeah, very good, Jacqueline. In the hospital, doctors, right? Doctors are backed up by the nurses. Yeah, I would say nurses back up doctors in most of the things that they do. Karim, I need backup. There's an annoying duck. Yeah, very good. I have problems. I need somebody to back me up. Yes, Paula. That's a good sentence. It's a verb. It's a phrasal verb, I would say, Judith. From now on, I will back you up. Yes, hi, that's good. You got backed up. You got backed up. It works technically when you think about it, but it just sounds unusual. I don't know why. I don't think that's a common thing to say to someone. Okay, let's carry on. I think you guys are getting it. So to back up just means to support, right? I don't know. For example, hey, I'm going to go and ask Dad today if he's going to allow us to go on that vacation to, I don't know, anywhere, Spain. Come with me. I think I'm going to need you to back me up, right? I will need you to support me, right? To help me out with this. That's it. Okay, carrying on. Ban. Dun, 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 dun. The government has banned that product. So what is a ban? To ban something. What does it mean to ban something? What are you guys saying? To stop? Not exactly. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't use stop. I would say something different, but not stop. Yes, there we go. A lot of you are saying good words now. Not allowed, very good. To prohibit, okay. To forbid, prohibition, do not allow. Banish, no, banish is a little different, Shahid. Disable also, no, I wouldn't say to disable. But yeah, basically, very simply, to ban is when you decide or when you say that something is not allowed or permitted anymore, right? If officially. So, for example, there are many products that are banned in many countries in the world. So, for example, I know that this is true. Do you guys know Kinder Surprise eggs? The Kinder Surprise egg? So, Kinder Surprise, for example, is banned. It's banned in the United States of America. You can't find them. You can't buy Kinder Surprise eggs in the USA. It's illegal to buy them over there. You will not find them in any shops or anything like that. Why? Some of you are shocked. I know, right? I don't know. I love Kinder Surprise myself. Like, I love these eggs. My grandmother used to buy them for me when I was a kid. So, so I have a sentimental attachment to Kinder Surprise. But the United States apparently think they are too dangerous because they have small pieces of toys and things like that. So yeah, they're banned in the United States of America. But that's it. That's what it means, right? So you can imagine, right? A lot of different types of products are banned in many countries in the world. I think everybody's more shocked that Kinder Surprise is banned in the USA than anything else right now. This is the main thing in the chat now. It's like, what? Kinder Surprise is banned? On this channel, if someone speaks in a rude way, you will ban him or her. Is that right? Yes, hi, that is correct. Yes, that is correct. If somebody is being disrespectful or uses language that we're not supposed to use on this channel, I will be forced to ban you. I don't want to ban anybody, but I will. if I have to. Forbid on this channel if someone, okay. I'm banned from using the computer. I'm banned from using the computer. Can you be banned from using something? Yes, yeah, that works. Because you can be banned from a club, you can be banned from something. So yeah, you could be banned from using a computer. I wouldn't say that's incorrect. Everybody will basically get what you're saying. It doesn't mean you're kicked out. If you're talking about banned from places like shops or I don't know, like cafes or a disco. Who says disco anymore? Oh man, or yeah, any place like that, a restaurant or something like that, you get kicked out, and then they'll tell you you're banned. That means you're not allowed to come back here. But it doesn't mean the action of kicking you out, right? Being banned from a place just means you're not allowed in. You're not allowed to come inside anymore. That's basically what it means. So I hope that is clear. Let's get back. Okay, carrying on. We're still on the letter C. So many words to go, man. Okay, here we go. We can do this. What's the difference between banned? Ooh, that's a nice question, Manel. Okay, so Manel is asking, what is the difference between banned and boycott? So boycotting is different. When if a product is banned or if a service is banned, that means you're not allowed to buy this legally inside the country, for example, right? Or if you're banned from a place, that means you're not allowed to go inside. Boycotting a product or boycotting a company or boycotting a service is when it's when the consumers, it's when the customers, when the clients decide that, hey, we're not going to buy your product anymore. We will not use your service anymore. The product is still available. It's there. It's not banned. You can buy it if you want to, but you choose not to buy it. You choose not to use the service. That's boycotting, right? So it's different from banned. I hope that answers your question, Manal. All right, next word is carbon dioxide, or CO2. Some people say, if you guys remember chemistry in school. So carbon dioxide, it's a very popular, not popular, I would say, it's a very common, right? It's a very common gas that you find everywhere. Basically, human beings, we breathe in or we inhale oxygen, and we breathe out or we exhale carbon dioxide, right? So that's it. Carbon dioxide is just the gas that we usually breathe out. And trees love carbon dioxide, so we breathe out or we exhale carbon dioxide. The trees breathe in, inhale carbon dioxide, and they give us oxygen. So it's a very nice relationship that human beings and plants have with each other. I give you something, you give me something, you know, like that. But basically, yeah. So carbon dioxide is a very common gas that you can find basically everywhere in the world. And yes, Venu, very good. Vehicles emit, that's a good word. Vehicles emit a lot of carbon dioxide. And hopefully in the future, with the advancements of technology, we will have cars and vehicles that will not emit any carbon dioxide gas anymore. But that's basically it. Let's carry on. Charge. This, I'm sure I don't even have to explain this word. Everybody knows what charge means these days because everybody has a phone or a laptop or, I don't know, some portable gaming device or something. Everybody has something that they need to charge. And very simply, to charge something is, so when your phone, and you guys can see that I take very good care of my phone. It's not broken in 52 different places at all. But to charge your phone means what? It means when your battery is almost finished, or when it finishes, the action of plugging your charger, which is the device that we use to charge the phone, right? So to charge is basically to replenish or to refill or to put back some energy, and we usually talk about electricity, into our devices, right? And that's basically what to charge is. I know I did not need to explain it, but you never know. Maybe somebody out there does not know that word. Okay. What is the difference? Ramton is asking, what is the difference between breathe and breath? To breathe is the verb, and your breath is the noun. And that's it. But that's a good sentence, Manal. Yes. Karim is charged on liters of coffee. I will not argue with that. Yes. To load. No, Rosa. It's not to load. Load is very different than to charge. You cannot exchange it for to charge. So it's not to load. It's different than loading. I should charge my, okay, yep. Some people say stuff like that. I need to charge my power, or I need to go somewhere and recharge. If you're talking about yourself, it just means usually to relax and so you can get back your energy, right? That's basically it. Okay. Next. So next word is climate. Scientists are certain climate change has already started. Scientists, oh, you're welcome, Russo, you're welcome. So climate, now, please don't get confused with weather, right? There we go. See, everybody's saying weather in the chat. I was too late. So climate is, it's not exactly the same as weather, right? Weather is the weather today, for example, right? So the weather today in Vancouver is, the weather in the morning was nice and a little bit sunny, and the weather right now is, it's a little cloudy and it's actually raining a little bit. So that's weather, right? Climate is a little bit more, right? So climate is a larger picture. It's a larger view of the weather, right? So it's not just the weather. Climate is a regular pattern, a general pattern that a specific area in the world has, right? So for example, for example, what can we say? Many countries on the equator of the Earth, and the equator, or the equator is this part, right? So Earth, let's just, Earth, equator. So the equator is exactly this, right? Equator is this line, right? That cuts the world sort of in half, right? So that's called the equator. So a lot of countries that lie on the equator, so countries like here, for example, right, Brazil and Panama and lots of African countries, the Sahara Desert. A lot of countries that are around the equator have usually or typically a hot type of climate. That means in general, right, the general patterns of the weather in this area is a certain or a specific type, right? So that's climate. It's not exactly weather, right? It's a larger picture of how weather behaves or how weather acts in a specific area or region of the world. I hope I'm trying to simplify it as much as I can. I hope that was clear. So that's climate. It's not weather. So for example, I can't say to you, oh, the climate today is very nice. That's a very strange thing to say, right? Nobody says, oh, the climate today is great. No, right? It's the weather today is great. But the climate in general is, for example, in Canada, the climate generally is cold. That's generally the climate. But the weather, it depends on what day, what time, all these things that you're talking about. So I hope that clarifies the meaning of climate. Each country has its characteristic climate. Yes, Rosa, very good, exactly. All right, carrying on. Complex. It isn't a simple problem. It's quite complex, actually. So I think you can very easily guess. Climate is actually just, what happened? Climate is, complex. Complex is actually the opposite of simple. That's it, right? Something is simple. What is the opposite? Complex or complicated. Yeah, exactly. Just like you guys are writing in the chat, right? So complicated, Yamani. Very good. Not easy. Complex. Would I say? I don't know if I would agree that complex is a synonym of difficult. It can be. Yeah, it can be. It can be. It depends. Yeah, on the context that you're saying it in. Yeah, it can mean that something is very difficult. It can. Ooh, that's a good word, Yamani. Sophisticated. However, why did I say that's a good word? Because it's not always a synonym for complex. You can have something that is complex but not very sophisticated. It hasn't been designed. When you say something is sophisticated, the word sophisticated usually has a positive meaning to it, right? That means usually something has been designed very nicely, very elegantly, with a lot of thought and a lot of effort behind it. Complex is not always like that. You can have something that's very complex, but at the same time it's chaotic, or it's not sophisticated. People did not spend a lot of effort. You can see that nobody really thought about how to design it or something like that, right? So yeah, it's not the same as sophisticated. Learning a language is a very long and complex process. Yes, very good. Hasnad saying, hi, amazing teacher. Hello, amazing student. Hi, Hasnad, and welcome to the class. Thanks for coming. There you go. You guys get it. Good. Next word. To depend on. To depend on. Amy saying, I cannot use complex sentences while talking to children. Yeah, very good. And yeah, there you go. You guys are very good. Yes, to depend on. Some of you already wrote, Fatma, Yamani, and the person whose name is in Arabic, and Rampton. And yeah, you guys are getting it, right? So to depend on, a very good synonym for that is to rely on. And what does that mean? To rely on something means you need, right? You need the help or the support or the whatever it is that you want from that person, right? To depend. So for example, a very common, very easy example to understand is children depend on their parents or family until they become adults or until they can do things for themselves, right? So when we're children, usually we depend on our parents because most children can't really afford, because they don't have money to buy things and do things and stuff, right? So yeah, you count on them. Yeah, very good. Yeah, that's another synonym that works. Very good. To count on somebody. No, Thomas, be careful. It doesn't mean to expect. I wouldn't say to depend on means to expect. No, it's not. It's They're not really related. I wouldn't say to expect is similar or the same as to depend on. I depend on, yeah, I depend on my work to live day by day. Yes, all of us do, Edgard. All of us depend on work to be able to live and to survive. Life depends on. You always have to say on. Be careful, Paula. When you say depend, we say, or sorry, not Paula. Who said that? Bin Salim. Depend, you have to say on. You depend on blah, 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 blah. Me, oh, that's very nice, Rosa. Yes, and that's a good sentence too. Me and my husband depend on each other. Yes, that is a very good sentence. Samar Youssef says the meaning of the name that is in Arabic is educate yourself. Yes, I know that. I just want him to write it in English, or her, so that the other people can talk to them if they want. But yeah, I can read it myself, but this is for all you guys. I want everybody to be able to talk to each other. I depend on food for survival. Children depend on their parents. Yeah, you guys are getting it. That's it. That's what depend on. To rely on, to count on, to need usually the support or the help of someone. Okay, next word. Destructive. So it says what? There was a typhoon in the city last week, but it wasn't very destructive. So destructive very simply is an adjective, and it comes from the word destroy, right? So I think you guys know what to destroy means, right? To damage something like almost completely, or completely sometimes. Samar. Oh no, I know Samar. I know you were trying to help. Thank you for that. No, I know that. I just want him or her to understand why I ask for that. But no, I know you're trying to help. Thank you. Badly damaged. No, be careful, annoying duck, because it's an adjective, right? It's not. It's not an adjective that is describing the state of something. So for example, this is a destroyed toy or a destroyed city, right? No, you're talking about the ability to destroy, right? Your power to destroy, your ability to be able to destroy something. So if you are a destructive person, that means you are the kind of person that does things that will destroy whatever, something or yourself or something like that, right? To harm something. War is destructive. Yes, very good. World War II was a destructive event. Yes. To cause damage. Yes, you guys are getting it. Gertrudis, hello Gertrudis, and welcome to the class. Thank you for coming. But yes, that's pretty much it. You guys are getting it, right? So it means to the ability of being damaging, right? The ability to damage stuff. Smoking can be destructive to health. Yes, that's a good sentence, Jacqueline. His words were very destructive. Yeah. I don't see why you can't have a context that makes sense. Yep. Hi is saying, I feel worried about the destructive effect that violent video games may have on children. That is an excellent sentence. However, games don't actually, well, this is a big topic and we can debate about it for, I'm sure, hours. But personally, I don't think video games have an effect. Violent video games have an effect. Otherwise, I would have been, I would have been a serial assassin 20 years ago very easily. so I really don't think that applies. And I've seen a lot of studies that show the opposite. Karim's phone has been destructive. No, see, Karim's phone has been destroyed, but not destructive. Destructive, remember, we use destructive to describe the thing's ability to destroy, right? Not the state of something. Fast food is destructive to our health. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I own weapons of mass destruction. Yeah, I hope you don't. Otherwise, the U.S. is probably going to come looking for you. They have a habit of doing that. But yeah, I really hope you don't. Nuclear weapons are the most destructive weapons ever invented. Yes, that is a good sentence. Smoke has, Paula, smoke has a destructive effect on my body. Yeah, that's a good sentence. Very good. Okay, next, to disappoint. Disappoint. To disappoint. So, what does it say here? I was disappointed by the news that my favorite team lost the game. So, what is to be disappointed? What is that? So, disappointment is usually, it's not just being sad, right? Disappointment is not only sad, right? Because there's a small difference between you are sad, usually, when you are disappointed, but you can be sad without being disappointed, right? You can be just sad. But disappointment is sadness plus, right? It's not just sadness. So disappointment is usually the word that we use when you have an expectation for something, right? So you were expecting something, and that something did not happen. It did not happen at all, or it did not happen the way that you wanted, or it did not happen in the way that you were hoping for, right? So it's sadness because you did not meet certain expectations. I would say is probably the best way to describe disappointment. Yeah, very good. So Alan is saying failure to meet expectations. Very good. That's exactly what disappointed means. Frustrated. Yeah, I would say being frustrated is part of the feelings of being disappointed. Yep. Gurav is saying, I was disappointed by my colleague when he left me in the lurch. The lurch? What is the lurch? Last night, I disappointed my girlfriend as I came late. Because okay, yep, very good. Yeah, that's a situation where you can be disappointed. Let down is very good. Yes, Manel, that's a good synonym for disappointed. You let me down. That's a very good synonym for disappointment. Dissatisfied. I'm very dissatisfied. Yeah. Yes, I would say yes, because if you're not satisfied, you're usually not. You did not reach, or something did not happen in the way to make you perfectly satisfied, so you're probably a little disappointed. Yeah, I would say that makes sense. I am disappointed in. Manel, I am disappointed in. We always use the preposition in. So I'm disappointed in you. I'm disappointed in the way things turned out. I'm disappointed in how that movie ended. Whatever you want, but yeah, we always say in. Judith is saying disappointment is sadness on steroids. That's an interesting way to describe disappointment. That's funny. All right, next word, effect. The decision didn't have an effect on me. Nothing changed in my life. The decision did not have an effect on me. Nothing changed in my life. Yeah, okay. All right. So you guys are saying a result. What was the okay? Yes, result can mean effect in some instances. Influence, yes, Thomas, that's a good word. Influence. Consequence, what was the, in some cases, consequence can mean effect, yes. But in general, effect is what? Effect is some kind of impact, right? Or some kind of influence, like you guys said in the chat, that you have on something or something can have on you, right? So for example, you can say something like what? You can say something like, you know, I don't know why, but after talking to John, every time I talk to John, I always feel happy. And then somebody says, yeah, John has that effect on people. John has that effect. He has that type of impact. He has that type of influence. He changes, right? Or he makes things change or react to what he does, right? And that's usually the effect. The outcome, yep, okay. Yeah, what was the, yeah, effect can also mean outcome in many cases. The difference between effect and effect. The difference is very simple. So effect with an E is the noun, and affect, to affect someone, with an A is the opposite. What's called the verb? Sorry. So effect with an E is a noun. Affect with an A is the verb. That's it. They're pretty much the same thing. There's no difference. It's just one is a noun and the other is a verb. Pressure. No, effect does not mean pressure, Thomas. No, it doesn't mean pressure. Venue saying Kent's lectures are more effective. Ooh, shots fired at me. Yeah, that's a very good sentence, Venue. Kent's. I would add the apostrophe S for possession because they are his lectures, right? So Kent's with an apostrophe S, and Kent, be careful, that's his name, so it should be a capital K. So Kent's lectures are more effective. Drinking a lot of moonshine will yes, will have a bad effect. Yes, definitely. Drinking a lot of moonshine will have some kind of bad effect on your brain. Your lecture is very effective. Yes, very good, Manel. Thank you very much. And that, yeah, that's it. You guys are getting it. Very good. Oh, that's a good sentence, Manel. The effect of rust on metal is quite striking. That's a really well put sentence. I like that. It's very good. All right, next, embarrass. To embarrass. You really embarrassed me when you told Julie about my pajamas. I have no idea why. I don't know what's wrong with his pajamas. But yeah, to embarrass is to make somebody feel uncomfortable in a shy way, usually in front of people. You can also be embarrassed by yourself. It's not unusual or unnatural, but very simply, to embarrass somebody is when you do something that makes that person feel like, you know, they want to hide themselves. They don't want people to see them right now. They feel very shy, maybe because the situation was very funny, or the situation was awkward, or the situation was weird, or something like that, right? Embarrassed. Mortified, not exactly, because mortified just it can be that you were shocked. I would say shocked is a much closer word to mortified. Ashamed, yeah, I would say ashamed is much closer to embarrassment, right? When you feel embarrassed, there's a little shame in that usually. So I don't know, something like maybe maybe I was standing in front of my students all day teaching, and I did not notice that my pants zipper was open, for example, right? So some people is like, oh, they get very embarrassed by that when they find out. Or when people trip. A lot of people, when they're walking in the street and they trip you can see it, right? A lot of people usually feel embarrassed that, oh, did people see me trip? Did people see me fall or something like that? Yeah. So yeah, feel ashamed, shameful. Yes, but please be careful. It's not the kind of shame that you feel when you do something bad. That's different, right? Like, it's not the shame for committing a crime, or it's not the shame for me doing something bad and I didn't say sorry. It's similar, but I like to differentiate those a little bit. Uncomfortable, yeah, definitely. You definitely feel uncomfortable when you are embarrassed. That is true. All right, let's carry on. Bombardone. All right, environmental. There are many environmental problems that we need to fix. It's embarrassing when your parents talk about your childhood in front of your friends. Yeah, a lot of people have that reaction. Not me though. I don't understand why. I don't feel embarrassed when my parents talk about the things that I used to do when I was a kid. And I did a lot of crazy stuff when I was a kid. But yeah, so they have some interesting stories. But I'm usually not embarrassed by that. Okay, so environmental. What is environmental? There are many environmental problems we need to fix. So environmental is very simply an adjective, and we use environmental usually just before a noun to make people understand that I'm talking about not any kind of problems. I'm talking about problems related to the environment, right? And usually when you say it like this, when you say environmental problems, now people specifically mean, most of the time, I would say 99%, they mean like nature, right? Not your surroundings inside an office, for example. So yeah, things that are related to your surroundings, right? Like some of you are saying. So yeah, there are many environmental problems that we need to fix. For example, like the problem with the climate in the world today, which is global warming, right? That's an environmental problem that we have. Pollution, very good. A lot of you are saying pollution. When you make a gaffe, you feel very embarrassed. I have no idea what a gaffe is, Rosa. What's a gaffe? I don't know what that is. But that's environmental, right? So we just put it in front of a noun to make people understand that I'm talking about this thing, but in relationship to the environment, right? And that's it. Very simple. Okay. Evidence. Dun 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 dun. Environmental issues are big problems. Yes, carbon dioxide is causing a lot of environmental problems. Very good. You guys are writing really good sentences today. Yes, very good. Okay, next word, evidence. There you go. You guys are already saying synonyms in the chat. Yeah, very good. It's exactly what that is. An evidence is proof, right? The thing that makes you not wonder. So, for example, if let's say, for example, what's a good example for proof that's simple and easy? Okay, all right. So imagine I have some cookies on the table, and I leave for 5 minutes, and I come back, and the cookies are gone. The cookies are gone. By the way, people who know me know, if I leave cookies, you do not touch my cookies. Nobody touches my cookies, unless I say it's okay. But cookies are very important. So imagine I leave my cookies I leave for 5 minutes and I come back and they're gone, and I'm asking, hey, who ate my cookies? And nobody wants to tell me. But I look at my wife and I see around her mouth there are some cookie crumbs, right? So those cookie crumbs, this is my evidence. This is the thing that makes me sure, 100% sure now, right? Ah, you ate my cookies. The evidence is around or on your mouth. So that's it. That's basically evidence. And most of you said proof, and that's exactly it. Be careful, hi, it's not a clue. Because a clue doesn't make you know. A clue can help you find the result, but it doesn't make you sure, right? Evidence usually makes you sure. The proof that she ate them. Yes, there we go. Gaffe is when you make a verbal mistake. Ooh. Is that like in English? You mean in English? Is that an English word? Ooh, maybe I'll learn a new word today. So gaffe. Definition. Gaffe, a stick with a hook or a barbed spear. A spar to which the head of a fore and aft sail is bent. Huh. I don't think it's an English word. Yeah, I don't think it's an English word. Rough treatment, criticism. A house. Or, I mean, obviously it is an English word, but I don't think it means a verbal mistake. A house, apartment, or other building, especially as being a person's home. And that's it. There's 3 definitions here for gaffe. So it's either a stick, some kind of spar for a sailing boat or something, rough treatment or criticism, and a house, apartment, or building, somebody who's a person's home. Maybe it's an Italian thing? Several scientists are to give evidence on the aliens. Very good. The detectives found evidence pointing towards a murder case. Very nice. The affirmation of anything is usually done when you have evidence. Yes, very good, Ben Salem. Yeah. All right, so that's evidence. Let's carry on. Exhausted. Man, I've had such a long day today. So usually, for example, for me, on Thursday, right? So tomorrow. On Thursdays, I start working at 8:30 in the morning, and I am usually done by 9 p.m. at night. So by the time that I get home, I am very exhausted, right? And exhausted is when you say, not just tired. Exhausted is like real. It's an emphasis on being tired. It's not just tired. It's a way to show that you're really tired, like you're super duper tired. Not just tired. Yeah, really tired. Very, very tired. Almost out of energy. Yeah, very good. Rosa saying Google Translator is very, very bad. Okay, so that's where you got the word gaffe from, Rosa. Yes, Google Translator is horrible, actually. No, that's not true. I shouldn't say horrible. Horrible would make you think that like it doesn't work at all. It's decent. It's not bad, but it's definitely better when you're. It's much more effective if you're translating single words, right? Once you try to put sentences and once you try to put paragraphs and just things that are not a single word, that's when I find it depends. It's like it's not always a good translation. But still, it's usually not bad, but it's not the greatest. That's why I always tell my students, please don't try to translate like full sentences. But single words are okay. Usually Google doesn't have a problem with single words. Alex says, Karim, now I'm really exhausted because I have worked a lot today. Yeah, that's a good way to use exhausted. Okay, next word, fact. I'm assuming everybody knows what the word fact is, but let's explain it just in case somebody doesn't know. So what is a fact? A fact is information that is not from or based on somebody's opinion, right? It's not what you think, it's the way things are. So for example, a fact, if I tell you a fact, you can't say, but I don't think so. Sorry, it's not up to you. I don't care what you think because it's a fact. You can't have an opinion on it. You can't change it. So for example, water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. This is a fact. You can't come and say, yeah, well, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure if I try very hard, I can make water boil at 90. Well, no, you can't. It's not open to suggestions. It's not open to debate. You can't really have an opinion about it, right? So yeah, a fact is something that is true. It is something that when you say, people can't argue about. So that's it. Information based on evidence. Yes, that's a very nice description, Manel. Information that is based on evidence. The problem is, maybe the evidence was manipulated. So dun dun dun. Could it could it be? But yeah, no, you're right. Of course, you're right. I'm just being silly. The fact of the matter is that this class is awesome. Yeah, that is a fact. You cannot argue with that. Hopefully. But yes, that's a good sentence, Manal. It's a very good sentence. An absolute. Very good, Thomas. Yeah, that's not a bad synonym for fact. That's pretty good, actually. Boom, 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 boom. All right, next word. Everybody knows fact. Fortunate. Very simply, very simply, fortunate just means lucky. That's it. You have good luck, right? You are lucky. So we were very fortunate to have there is no I don't know why I said that. We were very fortunate to have nice weather on our wedding day. And that is definitely something that you would say in Vancouver, because you have probably a 90% chance that it's probably going to be raining on your wedding day or any event that you do outside in Vancouver. So if it's not, you are very fortunate. So it just means lucky. I can take the word fortunate out and I can put the word lucky in, and the sentence will not change and it will have the same meaning. We are fortunate in having thank you, Jacqueline. Thank you very, very much. I am fortunate to have you guys come and spend, or I'm fortunate for you guys to think that it's okay for you to spend your time with me. That's very fortunate for me. Otherwise, I would have nothing to do on Wednesday, or at least at this time. We are fortunate to have you. I read the first time I read that, I thought you said we are fortunate to have you alive today, like I'm not dead. But I realized that you meant like live, as in the live streaming. Oh yes, Judith has a very, very good point. Yes. So for the people that care about science. Judith is saying that water boils on you should say water boils at different temperatures, and that basically depends on your altitude. That means how high or low you are according to sea level in the world. Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, that is very true. Depending on where you live. So if you live high on a mountain, water boils at a different temperature than if you live at a much lower altitude. But yeah, that's it, exactly. That's a very good point. Science! You can never beat science. All right, next word is frustrated. So this is related to a word that we talked about earlier. So frustrated, if you're frustrated, you're probably annoyed, right? That's frustration. Frustration is the feeling of this emotion. Watch very carefully. That's it. This is frustration. When you're frustrated, you usually feel like that, if that makes sense. So yeah, usually you're very annoyed at something, right? You're very frustrated that it's not happening, or it's not going well, or the way that you want it to happen, or maybe you've been waiting for something for a very, very long time and it still didn't happen, so you're starting to get frustrated. So yeah, it's very, very similar to annoyed. Okay, next word. English sometimes makes me feel frustrated. I can imagine that. Yes, I can imagine learning a language is possibly at sometimes very frustrating. As long as it's not frustrating all the time, right? If sometimes you feel frustrated, that's not a bad thing, but hopefully not all the time. Boom, 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 boom. My brother never shares, it frustrates me. Yeah, that's a good sentence, Julian. My brother never shares, it frustrates me. That is a good sentence. All right, gasoline. So gasoline, nobody really says gasoline, I'll be honest with you. The most common way to say this is gas. Everybody just says gas. Or yeah, like you guys are saying, petrol. That's basically what it is, right? So what this guy is doing here, he's putting gas, or he's pumping, sometimes we say pumping gas into his car. That's it, right? So gas is the petrol. It's the fuel that we use in most cars, unfortunately, not fortunately, unfortunately, today, right? We still depend on gas in a lot of automobiles and vehicles. Dido. Hello, Karim. Hello, Dido. Welcome to the class. Thank you for coming. Manel, I have no idea what you're talking about. So, Manel, Gasolina Daddy Yankee. Absolutely no idea what you're talking about. If this is something that's related to this generation and shows how old I am, I apologize, but I have no idea what Gasolina Daddy Yankee is. There we go. It's a song. Like I said, you can see I'm very young. I know modern songs. Not really. All right, everybody's saying it's a song. Apparently, it's popular. It's a Spanish song. Somebody's saying it's a terrible song. Okay, it's a song. All right, next. Everybody knows gas. I'm sure everybody knows gas. To get around. To get around, right? Said Ali says, oh, thank you, Said. Thank you. I appreciate that very, very much. Thank you very much. All right, next word is what? Next word is get around, or to get around. Manal says to move about. Okay. To move about. I need to get around the abandoned house to get inside. Oh, ooh, that's a different meaning, Julian. That's not the same meaning. So actually, it's good that Julian wrote this example right after the first example. So, all right. So Julian is saying, I need to get around the abandoned house to get inside. So in Julian's sentence, Julian means to avoid, right? To get around, like if this is your house. Excuse me. To get around is to get around, right? It's not to go through the house, to get around the house. But today, get around here just means how do you move? Your way of moving, your way of transportation, basically. To move from one place to another. How do you do it? I get around. So for example, me, I usually get around by public transportation. In Vancouver, I get around by public transportation. That means when I need to go somewhere, the way that I move, or the way that how I move inside the city is using usually public transportation. No, not commute. Commute has a very specific meaning. Commute is only used for movements from your house to your work, or from your house to school, right? That's what we usually use commute for. We don't really use it in day-to-day stuff and other general things. It's usually just for work and school. Yeah, so to get around. Hey, how do you get around? What is the way that you use to move around is basically what you're saying. So you say, I get around by bike. That means I move around. The way that I transport myself is by bike. Travel, yes, as long as you mean travel in this sense, not travel from one country to another country. That's a different type of travel. But yes, I would say yes, Manal. Yeah, Thomas, that's a good sentence. I have an old car that enables me to get around. Enables me to move, to go places that I need to go. Yeah, very good. I love getting around my town. Very good. I'm not sure what you mean, Julian. But yeah, that's you guys are getting it now, basically. Very good. Next word. Where are we? We're still in the G, man. Man, vocabulary lessons. Vocabulary lessons. All right, G. You know what? I'm actually, I don't know. Where are we? G. Oh man, there's so many words left. I'm thinking of cutting the lesson in half today. Just so that we have time. Because I think today is even going to be longer than, there's so many words in today's lesson. So, yeah, there's a lot of words. All right, we'll see. Get around. Next, global. So global, the problem isn't just in our country, it's global, right? So very simply, it's another way of saying international, right? That means it's everywhere in the world, because another name for the world is the globe. Right? That's where the word global comes from, basically, right? The globe, what's it called? World. So yeah, so this is a globe, right? This is a globe. So that's it. When you say something is global, that means it's international, basically. It's everywhere around the world, everywhere around the globe, right? Which is our planet. And that's it. Next. I'm going to try to go a little bit faster, guys, because this is never going to finish. Global warming, I'm sure most of you know. Global warming is basically, it's a current problem that we have, and it's the climate, right? So the climate globally, or the climate everywhere around the world, is changing, and it's becoming, in general, it's becoming hotter. And we call this problem, or we call this phenomenon, global warming. We are, Rosa. We are a global family. I like that. Yes, we are definitely a global family. That's cool. I like that. But yeah, global warming, I'm sure most of you guys know what this is, right? So it's the current problem that we have right now, where the climate everywhere in the world is changing, right? And most people or scientists say that it's becoming much, much warmer, which can be a problem because then the ice caps on the North Pole and the South Pole, they can start melting. And that's basically the problem of global warming. That's it. It doesn't mean it's a hot day. It's the problem that the entire world, that's happening in the climate everywhere in the world right now, right? This is the problem. Jefferson, Karim, can you pronounce this sentence? I have no idea what sentence are you talking about, Jefferson. Which sentence? All right, next word is hybrid. So hybrid very simply means when you mix two things together, right? We call this a hybrid. But we usually use it for vehicles. We use it for, like, we don't use it for food, for example. If I mix, for example, Italian and Asian, right? If I mix, which is something that I actually did on my channel. I have an Asian Italian lasagna, which sounds strange, but trust me, it's very good. So a hybrid is when you mix food. We don't say a hybrid, right? Food, we have a different name. We say fusion, Fusion, fusion. But a hybrid is like this car here, right? So this car is a hybrid car. Why is it a hybrid? Because it's not only electricity or an electric car, and it's not only a car that runs on gas. It has both, right? So because it has both, we call this a hybrid car. And that's it. It's really very simple. It's just usually when you have two types of things that are working together, right? We call this a hybrid. Many fruits are hybrids also. You can, scientists mix genes from different fruits together and they create a new hybrid type of fruit. So you can use it for that too, but not in cooking. Cooking, we don't say hybrid, we say fusion. Hybrid is a mixture of two very different things. Yes, basically, that's what it is. An issue. Global warming is an issue. that we need to take seriously. So issue can have a few meanings, and both of these meanings work in this sentence. So the first meaning is topic or subject that you're talking about, right? So global warming is a topic or a subject that we need to take seriously. Issue can also mean problem. So global warming is a problem that we need to take more seriously. That's it. Rose is saying that that means that the car has two ways to get started. Yeah, but not to get started. I mean, two ways to run, two ways to operate. You can use the gas for fuel, or if you don't want to use the gas, you can make the car run on electricity. So it's half electric car, half gas car, basically, is what hybrid is. So yeah, so issue, remember, issue can mean two different things. It can mean a subject or topic that you're talking about, and it can also mean a problem. And both the meanings really work in this example sentence here. Next, justification. Dun, dun. Okay, so justification means, so let's look at the sentence. It says here, there is no justification for what you did. Nothing. There is no justification for what you did. Very simply, all that means is there is no good reason. There is no reason that will make me say, oh, that's why. Okay, that makes sense. No, there's nothing. No justification, right? Of course, in this example, because we said no, right? There's no justification. But justification is just a reason for doing something. And it should be logical, or it should be a reason that makes sense, right? That's it. Not judgment, Gaurav, not judgment, a reason, right? Reason is not the same as judgment. Your actions are not justified. Yeah, very good. That's a good sentence, Manal. Your actions aren't justified. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, but it's not judgment. Please don't mix it with judging or judgment. It's not judgment. It's just the reason for doing something. What's your justification for doing this? That means, what's your reason for doing this? And it should be, you can tell from the way that I'm asking, I want you to give me a good reason. That's why we call it a justification, because it makes your action just, right? Which comes from justice. The word justice, that means when you do something that's okay to do, basically. Why are you doing something? Yes, your justification is why, the reason. It's the reason, that's it. It just means reason. Next word, organic. Organic. All right, organic. This recycling container is for all organic waste. Now, organic here doesn't mean organic like when you go to a supermarket and you buy organic food or organic fruits and vegetables. Yeah, see, just like you guys are saying, some of you are saying organic milk. That's one meaning, but that's not the meaning that I'm talking about in this example, right? So organic means what? That means in this garbage can or this garbage bin, in this recycling container, I can't throw things that are not organic. That means things that are living. I can't throw, for example, I can't throw in here my coffee cup because my coffee cup it's not organic. It's not a food. It's not a fruit. It's not a vegetable. It's not meat. It's not bread. It's not something that we consider organic. That means it has living organisms inside of it, right? And this is why we say things are organic. That's it. So this is the meaning in this situation, right? In this situation, this bin is only for organic waste. That doesn't mean the organic food that you buy in the restaurant that is usually more expensive than the normal food. No, it just means anything that's food, basically. Anything that you can eat, right? That's basically what it means. So I can throw in here fruits, I can throw vegetables, I can throw steak, I can throw hamburgers, I can throw anything like that, but I can't throw a pen. I can't throw my old clothes. I can't throw an old shoe. I can't throw furniture. I can't throw anything like that. So hopefully that makes sense. Okay, next word. Oxygen. We talked about oxygen before, so I will not talk about it again. And I think everybody knows oxygen, right? So we talked about oxygen when we talked about carbon dioxide in the beginning of the lesson today. Yes, Gaurav has a very good point. He says organic means, back in this slide, organic means, if you can only throw organic things in here, it means things that can become compost, or things that can, we say, biodegrade. That means if you leave it, nature will naturally decompose everything. Plastic, for example, doesn't go away, right? Plastic stays for, I don't know, ever, or for hundreds of years. But yeah, that's a good point, Gaurav. Yes, most organic foods or organic food should be able to be we say biodegradable. That means the nature can naturally make it disappear over time. Okay, oxygen. Everybody knows oxygen. Pay. We've talked about attention before, and you guys wrote a lot of examples in the chat. So you all know by now, right? This is what we use, right? Or we need to say this word when you're asking somebody, hey, please, you can say, give me your attention, or you can say, hey, please pay attention. Pay attention. You're not paying anything, right? There's nothing that you're paying. There's no money involved. It's just how we say when we want to use a word with attention. If you don't want to say give me, then you can say please pay attention. That means, hey, please focus, right? To be attentive. Yes, very good. Somebody's in the chat. Please, 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 please. Hello, but please speak in English, right? Otherwise, nobody will understand what you're saying, and I will not answer you. So speak in English, and I will be very, very happy to say hi. So that's pay, right? So we did attention before. This is just telling you that we usually say pay attention with the word attention. Hi is saying, I'm paying attention to your lesson. Thank you. Yes, that's a very good sentence. Perhaps. Maybe. That's it. It's as simple as that. Perhaps is just another way to say maybe. That's it. Hey, do you think are you going to watch Game of Thrones tonight? Perhaps. That means maybe. I'm not sure. Yeah, there you go. Everybody's saying maybe in the chat. Very good. Yes, it's just another way to say maybe. Plant. Again, this word you should know. I've been saying it in many examples today and in many explanations of other words. But yeah, a plant is basically anything that grows out from the earth. And uses photosynthesis most of the time. We call them plants, right? So, for example, like here, right? They said any kind of tree is a plant. Any flower is a plant. Vegetables are plants. Fruits are plants. That's it. Anything like that, basically, is a plant. Now, plant has another meaning that we're not talking about today, but yes, plant is also another word that means factory, or a place where you manufacture or create or make things. But we're talking about the environment today, right? So a plant, in today's case, just means any type of organic thing that comes out of the ground, right? Like a tree or a flower or anything like that. Grass, all of these are types of plants. Perhaps I'll plant some trees after this lesson. Yeah, that's a good combination of two words that we did today. Hi, very good. Yes. Yes, you are right. Person who's still typing in Arabic, please type in English. Don't worry, we are all learning English here, so please don't be shy. Just try your best. And type in English, please, just so everybody else can understand. Okay. Next word. To plug in. To plug in. Could you please plug in this cable for me? So plug in, very simply, is the action, right? It's the action of putting, or we say plugging, right? It's the action of getting basically your electrical cable or your charger for your phones or anything. When you put it into the electrical socket, we call this a socket, right? Or some people say an electrical outlet. So the action, right? The action of putting, right, your cable into the socket, this is called plugging it in, or to plug in something. And by the way, it's also, it doesn't have to be in the electrical socket. It can also be on your phone. So you can also plug in the other side of your cable. You can plug it into your phone, right? And that's it. To plug in something is to connect, basically. Yeah, very good. It's basically to connect. But it's not, it's connect for usually technology and things that need cables and wires and things like that. Because, you know, for example, we can say, I love connecting with people. But you can't say, I love plugging in with people. That's actually, that is so weird. Yeah, you can't say plug in with people. Don't be sorry. It's okay. Don't be sorry. But yeah, thank you for coming. So if you know how, please, if you can you change your name? Can you change your name and write it in English so other people can talk to you in the chat? If you can, if you know how to do that. I'm trying to plug the printer in. Yes, very good. Trying to plug the printer in. Manal is laughing at me trying to plug in with people. That just sounds weird. All right, next word. To pollute. To pollute. Musicians can play guitar unplugged, not unplugged. Unplugged, Rosa. But yes, that's right. That is right. Okay, so to pollute, you guys, I think you guys know this because I saw some of you actually write the word pollution, which I think is the next word. Is it? Yes. So pollution. First of all, pollution is what? Pollution is when you have some kind of oh yeah, very good. You guys are putting some good words. Contaminants. Yeah, but to say it in a simpler word, I don't like to explain things by using more complicated words to people. It defeats the reason of why we're explaining stuff. So to try to simplify it, let's say to pollute, right? So pollution is the noun. To pollute is the verb. So to pollute, what is to pollute? To pollute is the action, or it is the process of making, it's the process of making the air or water or soil or land or anything like that, right? It's the process, it's the action of making these things dirty, right? Usually we say dirty or in a state of being dirty, right? So you can see here, for example, let's I don't know if this is a river or a lake or whatever it is, but for example, let's pretend that this is a lake. This lake is very polluted, right? And polluted is the adjective. So you can see it's very polluted, right? There's a lot of garbage and muck and old things, and just it doesn't look very nice, does it, right? It's very polluted. And of course, you can have pollution in the air. You can even have noise pollution. So some cities in the world, for example, are famous for having a lot of noise pollution. That means they're very loud. You can hear cars beep, 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 right, honking all over the streets, and it's a very loud, noisy kind of environment. So we can even say that. You can say sound pollution. But yeah, so that's basically, to pollute is the verb. Pollution or pollution is your noun, right? And you can see here in this picture, right? So this picture here, this is very polluted, right? You can see that the air has a lot of pollution, or it's very polluted. It's beige almost, right? It's not clear, and like when you look far away, you can't even see the buildings from the pollution. So that's it. That's pollution. All right. To produce. To produce, right? To produce. Usually big cities have sound pollution. Yeah. I would agree with that, Rosa. A lot of big cities have a lot of sound pollution. So to produce, very simply, is when you make something to be sold, right? You produce something, to make things to be sold. So here, the store sells only locally produced clothing. That means clothing that comes from where, or clothing that is produced where, or that's made where, locally in this area. And that's it, right? To produce. To create. Yeah, I would say to create. Dina, hello Dina, welcome to the class. Thank you for coming. Yeah, to produce. For example, the Champagne region in France, or a city, I think it's a city, produces a lot of champagne, right? That's why we call champagne champagne. My chickens produce a lot of eggs. Yeah, very good. That's a good sentence. Oh, very good. All right, carrying on. Oh man, I need to finish quick. I need to finish. Are we almost? Oh man, we're still not done. Okay. To protect. You are not in danger. I will protect you, right? I will protect you. To protect something is to make sure that no harm, no damage. And harm and damage can be physical or emotional, right? So that's it. To protect is when you try your best, or when you make sure that nothing is going to harm, right, something else. That's it. To protect. To shield. Yeah, okay. To defend. Yeah, very good. These are all good synonyms. Okay, rainforest. Rainforest is a type of forest, basically, where it rains a lot. And that's why we say it's a rainforest. It's actually very simple. So the Amazon rainforest in South America is the biggest rainforest in the world. Carmiton. Hello, Carmiton. Welcome to the class. Don't worry about it. No worries if you're late. You can always watch the stream after it's done. But yeah, so the Amazon rainforest, right? It's just a forest where it rains a lot. Resource. The country is fortunate to be rich in natural resources. So what is a resource? What are you guys saying? Okay, nothing yet. All right, so a resource, very simply, is a supply of something. That's it, right? So a resource is a supply, right? A place where you can find a quantity, right? Or a supply of something. And resources can be many things. So many countries have natural resources. Things, for example, like gold or coal or gas or oil or whatever it is, right? It's just a supply of something. And that's it, a resource. So for example, here it says this country is fortunate to be rich in natural resources like water and oil. So yeah, resource, a supply of something, right? Or a quantity that's available of something. Raw materials are a natural resource. Yeah, most of the time, yes. Reusable. So very simply, reusable means something that you can use again and again. That's it. Reuse, right? To reuse something is to use something again. So reusable, that means it can be used again. Simple stuff. No, not recyclable. Recyclable means you can put it in the recycling and it will go somewhere and people will do something with it and then they will create or make something new out of it. That's not reusable. Reusable means, for example, let's say I drank some coffee, and this is a reusable cup. That means I can wash this cup, and then I can just use it again, right? So to be able to use something again, that's it. It's not recyclable. All right. To run. Now please notice the word manage, and that's basically what it means. This is the meaning for the word run that we want here today. So this guy is saying, I am the owner of the company, but I do not run it. That means he's not the guy who's doing the operations day to day. He's not the guy who's managing it every single day. He's just the owner. That's it. But he doesn't run the company. He doesn't manage it. He's not there every day from 9 to 5 or whatever and checking things every day and doing stuff. That's it. So run just means to manage, right? Now, run also can mean to operate. So some cars run, right? So to operate or to function. So some cars run on electricity. That means that's how they work. That's how they function. So some cars run on electricity, but most cars run on gas, right? And that's it. Some cars run on electricity, but most cars run on gas. And the other meaning for run is, like we said, to manage. Saima. Hello, Saima. Welcome to the class. Thank you for coming. Never run from a battle. I don't know. Sometimes it's smart to do so, Julian. Sometimes it's smarter to run from a battle, so you can live to fight another day. Okay, now, run out of. And if you guys remember, I actually did this word with you guys before. So to run out of something means that whatever it is you're talking about is finished. There's no more of it, right? There is no more of it. So for example, I can say something like, I don't know, imagine I call my wife and she's like, hey, where are you? And I'm like, I'm on my way home. And then she can say something to me like, oh, could you please buy some milk because we ran out, right? So ran out of something, to run out of something. That means it's finished. You don't have any more of it. I'm running out of energy. Yeah, very good. I'm running out of it. Yes, very good. Run out of time. Yeah, very good. Exactly, exactly. You guys are getting it. It's nice. My pen ran out of ink. Yeah, that's a good sentence. Hi. Scientist. So what is a scientist? Very simply, a scientist is a person whose job is to do science. And yeah, I think scientist is actually a pretty cool job. I would have liked to be a scientist, I think. I would have enjoyed that. But yeah, that's a scientist, right? A scientist is a person that usually does some kind of scientific research. And that's it. That's a scientist. So someone who studies, yes, very good. Someone who studies some type of science. All right, to separate. To separate. So very simply, what is to separate? To separate is when if something is stuck together or close to each other, to separate them, right, is to move them apart or away from each other. That's very simply what it means to separate something. So for example, in cooking, it's very common if you want to make, sometimes, right, in some cakes, you need to separate the egg white from the egg yolk, right? So you guys know eggs. So eggs, there's the yolk is the yellow part and the egg white is the white part. So, but this is cooked, right? I'm talking about raw eggs before you cook them. Sometimes you need to separate the white, the yolk, the white from the yolk, right? And that's it. To separate, yeah, to separate. Of course, a cooking example. Of course, Julian, what did you expect? To separate, where are we? There we go. Yes, but be careful with breakup, Yamani. It could mean sometimes in some situations, but it also can't, right? So I would be careful with to break up and separate. They're not exact synonyms most of the time. What is the meaning of apart? Apart is when you're not close to something else. You're apart. Summer says, like when you want to make meringue. Yes, exactly. When you want to make meringue, you have to separate the egg white, and then you whip it up or you beat it up. Okay, shocking. Shocking. It was shocking to see Brazil lose in the World Cup. I'm sure a lot of people would agree with this, but yeah, shocking. That means it was very surprising, something that you did not expect, right? Extremely surprising. Yes, Julian, that's a good example. Yeah, everyone was shocked when they saw that Kinder eggs were banned. Yes, exactly. You guys were all shocked when I told you this this fact. Sybil is saying, really, just this example? I don't know what you mean. Which example, Sybil? Which one are you talking about? Unexpected. Yeah, right. So shocking, unexpected, surprising. That's it. It's just a synonym for being very surprised, right? And somebody's saying that shocking is an adjective. And yeah, that is correct. Everyone was shocked when I lost the movie quote. Yes, everybody definitely was. Some are shocked when you lost the movie quote. Yeah, you are correct. Okay, next. Dun, dun, dun. Solar. My watch runs on solar power. So solar power just very simply means power that comes from the sun. That's it. If you say the word solar, that means from the sun, or connected or related to the sun. Okay, next. Source. I don't have a job. My parents are the only source, right? The only source of income or of money that I have. So source is the place that you get something from. That's it. Source, your source of something, is the place that you get whatever it is that you're getting from. It doesn't really matter what you're talking about, but it's the place where you get something from. What is the source of, what's the source of your information? That means, how do you know? Where did you get your information from? What is the source of this water? Maybe you have a leak or a drip or something, water in your house, and you want to find out the source. That means the original place, right, that it comes from. Frustrated is the source of feeling. Is the source of feeling. No, that doesn't make sense. Hi, be careful. The point of beginning. Okay, yeah, it could mean that. The origin, I like that word better. Yes, the origin of something, the source. Very good. All right, strict. The rules about recycling in my city are very strict, right? The rules about recycling in my city are very strict. So strict, how would I say strict? So strict, for example, is something that's very demanding, or somebody that, so for example, a lot of students would say something like, my teacher is very strict. So what is that strict, right? Strict means the teacher is very demanding in the way that he does things. The rules, he cares about the rules very much. He cares about everything, like everything has to be obeyed perfectly, right? You're very strict, or you can have very strict parents. It's the opposite of having a relaxed personality about most things, right? So for example, let's say for example, I have a student that walks into the class 10 minutes late. And for example, because I am not strict, I say, oh, it's okay, come in. a strict teacher would not let them. It's like, oh, you're 10 minutes, oh, I don't care. Even if you're 1 minute late, you can't enter my classroom, right? He's a very strict person. So yeah, the opposite of flexible, the opposite of relaxed attitude. Not tolerant, okay? Yeah, that's good. Follows the rules a lot. Yeah, serious. Yes, there you go. You guys, firm or stern. Yeah, Judith, these are good words for that. Not lenient. Excellent. Yeah, you guys are getting it. Very good. That's basically what strict means. Okay, supply. The town has only a small supply of fresh water. Very simply, your supply is the available amount. It's the available quantity of something. That's it. Your supply is how much do you have of something, whatever it is that you're talking about. It can be water, it can be products, all those types of things. So yeah, the supply, right? The available quantity or the available amount of something. Traditional. So something that is traditional, very simply, it means it follows the old traditions, right? Or it follows your customs or your beliefs, your way of life. That is usually, when we say traditions, we usually mean like that are related to a specific group of people, right? Or usually countries or areas. Even inside one country, you can have different areas with different traditions. So that's it, right? Traditional. It's a traditional. So for example, here it says what? It's traditional where I live to take off your shoes when entering the house. This is the tradition. This is the way things are. This is the customs of this place or this country or something like that. Tradition. So usually, for example, when people travel, and I see this a lot because I get foreign students from all over the world, students always miss the traditional food. That's back home, right? Everybody always misses traditional food when they're away from home. And that's it, traditional. Comes from the word tradition. So way of living, traditional food. Yeah, traditional food, traditional. Traditional means religion? No, it does not, Gaurav. Tradition does not mean religion. Religion can be part of the influence or part of the things that affect your tradition, but it's not a synonym. No, tradition does not mean religion. No. All right, let's carry on. Underground. So this word is actually very easy. It means exactly what the two words that make it up mean. So underground, that means anything that is under the ground, right? It's very literal. There's nothing really for me to explain. So yeah, underground. So for example, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, heroes in a half shell, they live underground in the sewers, right? They live underground. So anything below the ground level basically is the underground. And that's why, by the way, in many countries or some countries, they call the metro system or the subway system, a lot of countries call it the underground. Hey, how do you go to work? I go by underground, right? So some people actually call their, they call it, or the tube, yep, the tube is another common name for the metro or the underground. It is traditional, it's a traditional custom, C-U-S-T-O-M, to eat pasta for lunch here in Italy. Yes, that's a good sentence. We all we all go underground sooner or later. A little bit dark, Thomas, but yes, that is 100%, that's a fact. That is a fact. All of us, sooner or later, we go underground. Yes. And you know what? I think we're almost done. Are we done? Are we done? Very close. Very, very close. We are very close, ladies and gentlemen. All right, to unplug. So to unplug is the opposite of to plug in, right? So we talked about plug in before, right? Plug in is the action of putting, right? Putting your electrical outlet, your electrical cables or whatever it is that you want into the socket or into your phone or into whatever it is that it can go inside. To unplug is to do the opposite, right? To unplug is to take it out, right? To take it out of the thing. Yes, Judith, I agree. I definitely hope that we don't go underground today in the sense that Thomas meant. Yes, I really, really hope not today. Okay. So it's just the opposite of to plug in, right? If you guys understood plug in, this is the opposite. To remove things, right, from their sockets, usually. To use up. I've used up all my energy for today. I need to go to bed. So to use up, usually we use the word use up when you want to express to somebody, or you want them to understand that you used something until there's nothing left, right? So you used all of something, right? When we say use up, that means you used the entire amount, the entire quantity, right? There's nothing left. There's nothing left. Sorry if I offended anyone. Oh no, Thomas, you didn't offend anybody. I was just joking. I was just having fun. No, you did not offend anyone, and there's no need to be sorry or apologize for anything. You had a good sentence. I was just joking. To consume all. Yes, very good. That's what it means, Thomas. Very good. Like drink up. Drink up. Yes, but drink up can also mean... No, actually no. Drink up means to just drink. It just means to drink, to tell somebody to drink. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to finish. Oh, please, drink up, right? Like drink as much as you want, or drink... Yeah, I don't think it means when you drink up, that does not necessarily mean that you have to finish something. Sybil says, I've used up. You need the word up, right? So this is, think of it as it's a phrasal verb, right? You need both of them. Use up. So I've used up all my energy at the gym. Yes. Karim has used up all his energy. He needs more school coffee. School coffee. Yes, this coffee's from school. Okay, you're using school as an adjective. Yes. All right. Bin Salem. Oh, it doesn't mean tired. The sentence, if you should understand from the sentence that that person means probably now they're tired, but use up just means you used everything. So I used up all my credit this month on my phone, and I can't make any more calls. I've used up all my my bandwidth on my internet connection this month, and I can't download anymore, right? When you finish something, you use something until you finish it. Yes, there you go. I used up all my game time. Very good. Vegetarian. I have no beef with vegetarians. That's a good sentence, actually. I have no beef with vegetarians. That's funny. So all right. So vegetarians, I think everybody knows what that means, right? People who don't eat meat, right? We call them vegetarians. I am not a vegetarian, and I don't have a problem with vegetarians. You want to be vegetarian? You do you. You can be as vegetarian as you like. I will respect and love you just the same, because it means there's more meat for me. But yeah, so I have no problems with vegetarians, but I am definitely not a vegetarian, like at all. But I have nothing against vegetables. I mean, I like vegetables. Actually, I think more, I think somebody once made me notice this or something. I think I have more vegetable dishes on my website than meat dishes. So you can tell I'm not lying. I have no problems with vegetables. I love vegetables, but I like all food. So yeah, I'm not vegetarian. But basically, vegetarians are people that don't eat beef or any kind of meat, basically, right? Any kind of flesh. They don't like to eat flesh. And since we said vegetarian, you guys should also, I guess, know this word. So vegetarian, you should also know vegan. And vegan is, the way that I like to describe it is, a vegan is a super vegetarian. It's like vegetarian to the max. So vegetarians just don't eat flesh. They don't eat meats. Vegans don't eat anything that comes from an animal source. So vegetarians will not eat a burger, but they can eat eggs, they'll eat cheese. Vegans are super vegetarian. They don't even drink milk, no eggs, no cheese, no honey, nothing that comes from a living animal or something like that. They only eat plants, basically, only plant-based food. It's a way of thinking, not just an eating lifestyle. Yeah. If you're talking from the point of cruelty to animals and all that sort of stuff, yes. But you can be also a conscious non-vegetarian. You can care about your food and where it comes from, and you can go the extra mile to make sure that your beef comes from a source where it's humane and they treat the animals well. So yeah, I mean, both ways really. Okay, next. Oh, and by the way, did you know that, see, this is why I love science. Science! They proved in science, or scientifically, that plants actually can feel you eating them. And actually, they proved that plants have a negative reaction when people are trying to eat them. Like, they have a reaction to that. So the next time a vegetarian tells you you're horrible because you treat animals bad, I'm like, well, you eat plants live. At least we kill the animals first. I'm just kidding, right? Nobody take offense, please. Like I said, I have no problems with vegetarians. I love you guys, and I love vegetables myself. I'm just not a vegetarian. Okay, let's carry on. Volcano. I think this is the second to last word. Yes, we're almost done. So, volcano, smoke is coming out of the volcano, we should run. So, volcano, very simply, I think showing you a picture is the best way. Dun, 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 dun. So that's a volcano, right? A volcano is I think a simple way to describe it is a mountain that spits fire. That's basically a volcano, right? It's a mountain that spits fire, or a mountain that, I should say, erupts. And then usually fire and smoke and ash and a lot of things come out of a volcano. And that's it, right? That's basically a volcano. Last word, ladies and gentlemen. We did it. Oh man, we did it. Waste. Please put all your waste in the garbage can. Please put all your waste in the garbage can. And very simply, waste is another way to say garbage, right? That's basically what waste is. So garbage or trash or the things that you don't want anymore. Another way to say trash or garbage is waste. Not bioproduct. It doesn't have to be bioproduct. Waste can be anything really. But it doesn't have to be a biodegradable product if that is what you mean. Okay, so we did it. We managed to do it. 2 hours. How long is this lesson today? 2 hours. 2 hours and 13 minutes so far. Ah, man, I gotta figure out a way to cut down the vocabulary stuff. But yeah, I never want to stop in the middle. Okay, so that's it. Before I forget, you guys, I'm actually gonna give you two very, very cool links. So, first one is for Quizlet. So I am not going to do any exercises with you today. It's been 2 hours and 15 minutes almost, and I think that's way more than enough time. And I way outstayed my welcome. So, Stefan or Steven, hello, and welcome to the class. But we're finishing. But don't worry, you can watch after I close the video. So I gave you guys two links, one for Quizlet and the other one for Spelling City, right? And basically, if you want to practice all the vocabulary that we talked about today, voila, you can go there and basically have fun, right? So there's a few different things. I personally like Quizlet because they have more stuff, and I don't know, it's just my personal preference. But you can look at the vocabulary, you can check all the meanings of everything. and you can practice up here. So if you want to do flashcards, you can do that. If you want to do writing, spelling, a test on them, you want to do a matching exercise, if you want to play a little game with gravity and stuff, whatever it is, you can practice today's vocabulary over there. So you guys, yeah, we already created these for you, so you guys can just click on the links, and that should take you there. And that's pretty much it. Is there a way? I'm not sure. How do we do this? Yeah, Smart English, I guess. That's it. So if you're watching the video later and you guys can't access the links, although, oh yeah, by the way, YouTube YouTube changed, right? They have this thing now where you can see the chat that we're having live right now while you're watching the video. But I'm not sure, do the links work when you watch it later? Like if I watch the lesson later, do the links in the chat work or not? I'm not sure. That's a good question. I will find out sometime this week. But yeah, so you guys can go over there and practice, and that is it. Now, let me do the outro. I'll give you movie quote of the week, and I will run away. It's been a long lesson. So here we go. Oh, you guys are welcome. You are welcome. No problems at all. More than 2 hours, but we did it. Yes, we did, Rosa. We did. We survived. Oh, careful, Summer. Julian's bringing his friends this week. Man, Julian's really trying hard. You guys are welcome. You're welcome. Okay, so here we go. So remember, please, 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 if you haven't done so yet, please go to Smart English, which is what you're watching me on, and click the subscribe button. And I don't know what happened in my mouth there. Click the subscribe button and click on the bell icon for notifications so you guys can know when the next lessons are going to be. Go all the way down, look at my face, and boop, click my face. It will take you to my page, Smart English with Karim. I have much, much, much shorter videos over there, 2 minutes, 1 minute, half a minute, things like that. I know I haven't uploaded in a while, but like I said earlier, I'm going to be free over the next couple of months, so hopefully I'll have more time to actually do some more of these videos. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, you can find the link on my page or just search YouTube. Food AF is my personal channel, and it's a cooking channel. So I cook food. So please come and check me out over there. I don't really teach English, but I talk in English, so you guys can practice listening and maybe learn a few cooking terminologies. Or even better yet, maybe you can learn a few dishes. Please try my food and tell me what you think. Facebook group, don't forget, Learn English on Facebook with Smrt. Very active group. There's a ton of people here constantly, daily, all the time. There's questions and people talking and answering each other. So it's very, very active. I really recommend you go over there. The Discord link, one more time, I'll put it for you guys in the chat. Click on that. It will take you to the Discord server that belongs to Smrt. Come and join us over there. As you can see, it's growing and it's very nice. It's so nice. And yeah, it's nice. I like chatting with you guys over there. And like I said, please, 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 please. I'll give you the link one more time. This is the document for idioms. A lot of you ask me for idioms, so I'm sharing this document with you. Or just very simply go to Discord on my chat right here, Karim's chat. You can find it there. And in the messages in the chat, just type hashtag idioms, and then write your idiom here, right? I'll look at them, I'll copy them, and I'll put them in this document. And yeah, I think 15 should be a good number, right? So once we reach 15 idioms or 20 idioms, something like that, I'm going to make a lesson about it. So it will be a lesson based on the things that you guys suggested. So please feel free to add your idioms here or to add them on Discord. Both are okay, and I'll take a look at them. But as I said, please, for English, for Smart English, please keep it clean. So no idioms with bad words or you know what I mean, right? Nothing like that, please. Just keep it nice, keep it clean, and so we don't get into trouble. And that's it, you guys. This is pretty much my lesson for today. So I'll do movie quote, and I'll get you guys, or I'll get out of your face. Smrt says 2 hours and 50 minutes, a new high record, a new score. Yeah, it's my new personal best. Oh man, yes it is. I sent a request to you on Facebook. All right, I'll check all that stuff sometime today, hopefully when I get home, and I'll accept your requests and everything. Okay, so movie quote of the week this week. Very nice movie, one of my favorites. I don't know if nice is a good word to describe the movie, because it freaks some people out. But it's a very classic and very, very good movie. So I'm going to do the quote from the movie, and then I'll let you guys go. Please remember, if this is your first time doing movie quote, this is how it works. So I'm going to say the quote, and after I say the quote, don't tell me what the movie is in the chat that's live between you and I right now, right? So don't tell me right now. I will ignore it. I will not look at it. And if you write it in the chat, you're going to help the other people beat you. So don't give any hints to anybody, right? If you know the movie, keep it a secret to yourself. After I finish the quote, I'll say goodbye to you guys. I'll play music for 1 minute. I'll close the video. After I close the stream, you guys can start typing in the comment section below the video, right? So please wait until the video is finished, and then you can type in the comment section, and please type what you think the movie is in the comment section. First person to write it is the winner, and that's it. That's pretty much the game. All right, so here we go. No, you don't, Julian. Julian says, I know the quote. No, you don't. I didn't say it yet. If you actually know the quote, man, that'll be some freaky stuff. All right, where is the quote? Where is the quote? Where is the quote? Where is the quote? Where's the... Ah, there it is. Dun, 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 dun. All right, here we go. Wait, okay, here we go. All right, you guys ready? Here's the movie quote. So this is one person talking, right? One person talking. Somebody, I don't know, whatever. Somebody asked them a question or something like that, and this is one person talking back. So this is what he says. A census, right? A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. Oh, yeah. And that's it. That's the quote. I'll say it one more time, right? A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. And that sound at the end. All right, and that's it. This is the movie quote. I'll put it for 1, 2 seconds. Boom, you can't see it anymore. And we are done. Ladies and gentlemen, congratulations on completing the extremely super long vocabulary lesson that I had today. Virtual high five to everybody. You guys deserve it. And that's pretty much it. So I can go big now. Am I big? Yes, I'm big. All right, so thank you guys so much for coming and spending this unbelievable amount of time with me on Wednesday. Yeah, I had fun as usual. Thank you for making my day. I really enjoyed it. And yeah, that's it. I don't want to take too much more of your time. I think I've done enough of that today. You guys are very welcome. There's no need to thank me. Really no need to thank me. You're very welcome. It was my pleasure. All right, so I think I'll end it here. So please remember, next Wednesday, same time, Vancouver time, or Van City time. So Wednesday at 3 p.m., right? Wednesday, 3 p.m., Van City time or Vancouver time. Double check what time that is for you at your country. And until then, good morning, good evening, and a good night.